Welcome to this quick video, Wholesaling 101. So recently I did a quick little survey, and one of the big things that a lot of people wanted to learn about was wholesaling. There's a lot of new investors who have never done a deal, and wholesaling is one of the fastest ways to really get a deal done. I'm making this video for all of you out there who haven't got that first deal done, who want to learn about wholesaling, and who want to get going and make something happen. So let's dive right in. The first thing we're going to start off about is the first step in wholesaling is marketing and finding deals. And it's not rocket science, guys. You just actually have to do something. You have to go look for deals. You have to find them. You have to, pull them out of the weeds. You're gonna have to find lots and lots of deals before you probably actually find one that's going to be good. What I've been doing a lot lately is driving for dollars. Driving for dollars is awesome. I found so many vacant houses just recently, and I'm talking recent, like last week. I found one vacant. I found about 30 vacant houses. Actually, not me. Driving around with my fiance, and she is amazing at finding vacant houses. She just spots them like crazy. She's pretty much found them all. But one of the vacant houses that I found led to me contacting a landlord who had 6 other vacant houses, all of which he's wants to sell. So right now we're in the process of finding what he wants for all of them, and I'm going to make him an offer on all of them, and hopefully I get all of them. But that is awesome. Bandit signs are another good one. I've been putting them up now every weekend, getting lots of great leads. They're so simple to do and cheap, cost effective. I put them out usually Saturday morning about 7 o'clock whenever the sun comes up. Put them out for about an hour, and then I'm done. Then I go take them down Monday morning about the same time. Just put "We Buy Houses" in the phone number, and your phone's gonna ring. Also, the MLS is another good place. I'm finding lots of great deals. Yesterday, a property on our MLS came up for, came on the market for $30,000. I, without even looking at it, made an offer of $25,000. Now there were a couple other offers, so I did bump my offer up to I think $32,000. So we'll see. We'll see if we get that. But just at the beginning of the month, I made another offer on an MLS property, got it, wholesaled it for a quick $5,000. I'll talk to you about that later, but there are deals out there. The MLS doesn't have a ton of deals, and there's lots of competition, but there are still deals on there. Mailers are another good one. I'm still sending out 10 to 20 mailers a day, and they're bringing in some great leads. Now let's talk about the next step, is making offers. You need to be making offers, at least one offer per day, because the life of a wholesaler is you're going to get tons of leads coming in. A lot of times these deals will fall apart, or you don't come to terms. So you need to be making at least one offer per day, and maybe 2 offers per day to keep the consistent amount of leads that you need to be profitable coming in. The key to wholesaling is having lots of deals. Lots of leads coming in. I use FreedomSoft. Don't really know a lot about making offers, or it's scary. I know it's scary, but you just have to get over that fear and say, go through some of my systems, some of my books. The way we make offers, there's really no risk. We have a 15-day inspection period. We have lots of things that just make it easy. We have in there that, say they did come back and try to sue us, our only loss would be our earnest money deposit, and that's it. But if you cancel within that inspection period, 15 days, no problem. Make offers. If you have never made an offer, I encourage you, just make an offer and cancel if you have no intention, just to get learn how to do it. And I use FreedomSoft to make all my offers. What it does is I just fill out in a little information, hit submit, and it autofills my contract. I can do this in less than 10 minutes, and it makes it so much easier. Then I just hit a button, email it to a realtor or to the person, and we're done. Another thing you can do if you're kind of afraid to make offers, make up a letter of intent. I actually just sent a letter of an intent to actually two of them today, where one of them was, they don't really know what they want for the property. Looked at the property, and it was actually a house that's owned by, God, what, some organization that they had the house donated to them. So I just sent up a letter of intent, for, I think I made it for 40,000, and emailed it off to the guy. So we'll see what they say after he takes it to his board members. Now let's talk about the next step in wholesaling. So once you get that property under contract, the seller accepts, you have to find a buyer. Now, finding a buyer right now is so freaking easy. But here are some simple things you can do to start building your buyers list. Use Aweber. I use Aweber, and I've started to collect names, every email of a buyer that I talk to. I stick it in there. I have a newsletter that goes out every week, just so I'm staying in front of them. They know who I am. They know me, like me, trust me, and they want my deals. But start collecting names that way. Put up, post Craigslist ads. I think just this week I've probably gotten 20 new buyers from posting Craigslist ads. And also, get on other wholesalers' lists, because sometimes these other wholesalers, when they send out a deal, they won't CC or whatever all of their contacts. So they'll send you out an email with all of their wholesale buyers on their list right there, so then you can just swipe them. I actually did that with one of them, and picked up about 20 other wholesale buyers, which is kind of nice. You can also go to the courthouse, attend foreclosure auctions, pass out cards, get everyone's card there and put them on your buyers list. You can also run a cash sales on the MLS and see who is bought in cash, and those are your cash buyers. Also get FreedomSoft. They have a list of cash buyers inside there, which is amazing. I'm also going to give you a demo of FreedomSoft. But once you find your buyer, and also another great way to find buyers is put up bandit signs, handyman special. Just blanket the area. You're going to find a buyer that way. The next part is just assign your contract. Mark your property up 5 or 10,000. Assign your contract. Collect a non-refundable earnest money check. Let's see what that spelling mistake. And that's it. $1,000 or $2,000 earnest money, non-refundable check. You want it non-refundable because you want to make sure these people are serious and they're actually going to close. So that's why I make it non-refundable. Just tell them, once you sign this assignable contract, this property is yours. There's no backing out. That way they're serious. And then take that to the title company and move on. Next step is collect your cash. When they close, you'll get a check, and but during all of this, you need to be out there marketing for more deals. Don't get lazy. If you start getting lazy, your business is going to start slipping. You're not going to get as many leads coming in, and you're going to be screwed. You're going to be, you can't be a wholesaler and do a deal every month or two. You need to be doing, unless you're making $50,000 per wholesale deal, then maybe you can. But if you're only making, $5,000 to $10,000 a wholesale deal, you need to be doing one every month. You need to be finding those leads. And let's look at an example here. My picture kind of got moved here. Here's a wholesale deal that I did. As you can see here, 3/5/12. That was just last month, the beginning of last month. This was a listed house. We put it under contract for $40,000, and we marketed, email blasted, Craigslist, everything to find a buyer. We found a buyer who paid $45,000 for it. We assigned the contract. What he did, here's his $2,000 non-refundable earnest money check. Balance $3,500. The reason it's $3,500 is he also paid for our $500 earnest money that was in there, which is the extra $500. But as you can see there, $2,000 non-refundable. Then just a couple days later, instead of waiting until he closed, which he actually closed, I think like 3 days after this, he wanted to close quickly. He sent us another check for $3,500 to pay his balance. That way he only came to closing with the $40,000. That is the kind of buyer that you want. Now, my recommendations. Did I spell this wrong again? What do I got? Yes. My recommendations are for you to get a mentor. You need to be learning from somebody. I suggest that you get a mentor in your area, but if you can't find one, I do mentoring. You can go to christophercedar.com/coaching, and I'll help you. I'll hold your hand along the way. I'll make offers for you. I'm not going to do everything for you. You have to find the deals. You have to market. You have to do all that stuff, but I'll help you out. Also, get FreedomSoft. FreedomSoft, I've been using it since 2009. It saves so much money. It saves so much time. It just is. I absolutely love it and highly recommend it. I did put a review at realestateflippingriches.com/freedomsoft-review-videos/ I have 2 videos on there that kind of demo FreedomSoft, go through everything. You can check those out, and then there's a link below where you can buy it. Go there and get it. Another thing, if you're brand new, you just want to read and educate yourself, read my book, Real Estate Flipping Secrets. I'm also coming out with a home study course, Real Estate Flipping Riches, which is pretty much my book and more, and audios and everything just put into one, where we'll teach you how to do everything. You're going to have success. Well, the key is to just make offers. Just get off your ass and do something. That's all I have to say. Get out there and make it happen.